What's going on, guys? It's Rojas, and today I'm going to give you my favorite console settings to play on, even though nobody asked for it. So just getting straight into it. For the controller, for the button layout, I play on bumper jumper tactical flip. Jesus, that basically means that I jump with L2, aim and shoot with L1, R1, throw grenades with R2, throw flashes and stim up with X, melee with circle, and the crouch, prone, dive, and all that with R3. This is so that my thumbs can stay on the analog sticks as much as possible, so that I can jump and shoot all around as much as I want. I know people play on regular or tactical and they do just fine. It's just works best for me. I started playing like this since BO3 just because of the jetpacks and stuff. But this is what works best for me. Like I said, I know a lot of people can play regularly and do way better than me or whatever it is, but this is how I like to play. It's pretty fun, especially once you get used to it. It's kind of a weird, fun way to play. I play with controller vibration off because if you don't, you're a maniac. Same thing with trigger effect. If you play with that on, you're an actual beast. I play on 5.5 sensitivity. This is so that I can kind of control my aim a little bit better, and it's not like super slow. I mean, it's pretty slow, but I'm able to move around a good amount and dolphin dive and get out of sticky situations while still seeing what's in front of me. I know a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but there's some people who can play on like a super high sense, like 2020, but those guys are maniacs, and I don't know how they do it. So I kind of just play on 5.5. I know some people play on 6 or 7. I just like 5.5. I feel like it's what I can control the most. But I think it's all preference. I know some people who play on like 10, 10, 11, 11. I used to play on 10, but I kind of sucked. I still kind of suck, but this is what works best for me, especially when it comes to like aiming down and following people, moving around and stuff, getting out of those situations. For sensitivity multiplier, it's all the same. Um, I think everything. Oh yeah, automatic tack sprint. I have off. I think it's better to have automatic tack sprint on. I just don't really like it that much, just because I couldn't really get used to it, and it made me feel weird when I played. I think it's mostly preference. So if you want to ruin your thumb or you ruin your controller, just keep it off. I like it off. That's just always how I've played since the older Call of Duties and stuff. So I think that's just what works best for me. I I know that like a lot of people play with automatic tac sprint on, but it's just preference for me. Like I said, I like it off. Um, that's totally up to you. For this, I play on prioritize interact, but this is more for Warzone. Um, I think tap to reload is probably best for multiplayer, but I just keep prioritize interact on just because that's what I got used to. So I don't know. I feel like it's the best for both. You get to like pick up a gun while you're running around if you need to, and then if you need to reload, you just hold it. So I don't really think it's that bad, but prioritize or tap to reload is probably best um, in these kind of situations. For going on to the advanced, my aim assist type is default. My aim response curve is dynamic. I recently just changed this, so I can't really tell a difference. So I still have to play around with it a little bit more just to see if it's best for me. But I used to just play on regular standard and I did just fine. Um, or that's what was, I mean, it's just standard, so that's what worked for me. For custom sensitivity per zoom, I play on 0.80. This is just so I can follow people better with like regular iron sights, which I usually use, or like red dot sights. I think that this is more preference. I know a lot of people play on one for everything, but I don't know. I just kind of like changing it. It works. It helps me like get my aim a little bit better, just because it kind of sucks. Um, but everything else is a little bit higher, especially with like the sniper scopes or the two times or whatever. Just so that I kind of drag scope a lot. So I don't really use like magnifying zooms other than red dots, and I think this goes with this. But for the snipers, this is what works best for me because I can't really center that well. So it helps me drag scope and it helps me do it a little bit faster. So I have them a little bit higher on that. And for the dead zones, I don't really know much about dead zones, but this is what my dead zones are. I don't know if it varies by um, console or by PC, so that's all preference or that's all just based on your controller. This I think it helps with like stick drift, so that's all up to you. Um, Everything else I think is pretty much default. I have like gyro. I don't know how to fucking pronounce that, but that's all just default. I have it off. I think somebody told me. I saw like a TikTok or YouTube video to fucking turn it off, so I did, and it's helped keep the game pretty regular. So all of that's off, and then these are both off, just so that I don't automatically jump over a little barrier or something when I'm trying to jump shot or something. That gets really annoying and it's costing me a lot of kills. So instead of breaking a controller, just turn this off for your best interest, so you can mantle up to wherever you want and control all that freely. I inverted the slide and dive behavior just so that whenever you press your dive button while you're running, or when you press the crouch or prone button, it'll dive first instead of sliding, because sliding kind of sucks in this game. So that's what works best for me. That's I just changed it and it feels pretty good. Takes a little bit of getting used to just because holding the dive is just kind of implemented in the game at first, but this is pretty fun. It helps you just tap it instead of holding it and gets you out of stickier situations and stuff, and it saves your controller a little bit. This I just kind of did it on whim. I think Shotzi plays like this too, plunge freely, just so that you can swim a little bit easier. And moving on to the graphics, like I play on console, I play on the PS5, so there's not really much I can do here in terms of like how to make the game look really pretty and stuff. So it's just all kind of the same. Motion blur is off, film grain is off. You don't want that shit to look ugly. The depth of field is off. I think this is so that when you aim in, it doesn't look blurry. It kind of is annoying when you like aim in and you can't really see anything else outside of your ADS. I play on 115 field of view. I'm thinking about lowering it, just because I tend to not be able to see people that well. I might be colorblind or I just suck at seeing people, but especially from far away distance or like in a corner, because everything is so zoomed out, I tend to like not be able to see people who are sometimes right in front of me. I think that's just a personal thing, so I might just lower it. I know it's probably optimal to play on 120, especially if you're on like PC or even if you're just on console, but 115 is it's been working for me. I've been playing on it since probably the beginning of the game, probably like 2 months out. And then I play on affected, on wide weapon field of view. This is so that the gun looks smaller, and then this is so that whenever you aim in, it doesn't like zoom in on your sights. I think that's super annoying, and it kind of fucked me up in the beginning of the game, and I always wondered what it was, and it was because it was on affected or on independent. So I changed it to affected, and it helped out a lot. So I like that a lot. And then third person field of view is kind of just the same. I well, it's not the same. I just kind of upped it. I don't play third person, so it doesn't really matter. But I think everything else is just pretty much optimal. Uh, but these are my controller settings. You can pause or just ignore this whole part if you want. But yeah, that's how I play. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.